that just hit the system, and oh my lord, oh my lord. Dude, it is raining gold around here. It is raining gold. What's going on, guys? It is Killadrone, and welcome back to some more Minecraft here on the Solo series. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in our world, and in the last episode, ladies and gentlemen, you guys showed so much support on that episode where we were making an industrial sugarcane farm. And even though at the end of the last episode, we were having a little bit of issue with the pickup system, which I've now solved, and I want to show you guys how I did that, you guys still showed so much support on that episode, so I just want to say thank you for that. You guys are absolutely amazing and showing so much kind support around here on the channel recently, so you guys are awesome. Just wanted to give you a shout out. Also, I want to give a shout out real quick to my skin. As you guys know, I was rocking a new skin in the last episode, and I actually took this skin into a skin editor and added a little bit more detail onto the second layer. That way it looks like we are actually wearing like a visor and things like that. I don't know. I think that this looks a lot better just by adding a little bit of depth to the skin. And, you know, I still feel like I need to add some things, but I'll work on that a little bit more. But I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at this skin editing. But you guys don't care about that. You guys came here for one reason, and well, actually, hopefully other reasons than just this one reason, but one reason and one reason only, and that is to see how the sugarcane farm is producing. And ladies and gentlemen, this thing is producing. It is absolutely insane. So we actually did a 4-hour live stream over on our Twitch page in which we finished this sugarcane farm. We got all of the loading systems done, the flying machine moved around, and things like that, and this guy is completely done. So I guess let me go over what I did on this end first, and then for the other end, we might have to jump into a creative world for me to show you guys exactly what is happening here. So on this end, you guys will remember I had some minecart unloaders and things like that set up over here, but the minecarts just weren't doing a good job. So what I decided to do was, for these middle areas where the water is, I decided to turn them into kind of water conveyor belts with water stuck in a corner, go 7 blocks, have a block of ice for the items to kind of just slide over into the next section, into the next section, so on and so forth, until it reaches a hopper down at the end. So that fixes the problem of all of the items falling into this area here, which a large bulk of the items in the last episode were actually falling in here. But once I switched this around, I was like, okay, well, I don't need to use the minecarts anymore. This will pick up most of the stuff. That's not really true. Just by using these water canals, we're picking up somewhere around 70% of all of the sugarcane being produced in this farm. And that's not good enough for me. I want to be picking up like 99% of all of the items being produced by this farm. So I overkilled it, and I actually added minecarts in here as well. If I go ahead and break this block right here, you guys can see this goes all the way back. All the way back to this wall. So even if the slime blocks from the flying machine are throwing sugarcane all the way against this back wall, it's still going to be picked up by these minecarts. And I actually made a mess back here that I kind of need to fix. But anyway, as I was saying, this... Oh, come on. Come on. Work with me here, game. Are you kidding me? Oh, how am I making a bigger mess than when I started here today? Just go ahead and do something like that, and oh, are these completely hollow? Well, that's not good. That could have spawned a mob. Anyway, go ahead and jump out of there, fill that back up, and bada bing, bada boom, we're good to go. Perfect. So anyway, we now have this system picking up sugarcane. We now have the minecarts underneath the track picking up sugarcane. So everything in this farm, we're picking up pretty much 99% of everything that's being produced, which is absolutely perfect. On this end, I actually moved everything down to the other end, just because it's a whole lot easier to pack things into one area than to have both ends of our farm kind of looking like crap. So I took off the stopper on this end, or I guess the lever that would stop the flying machine, and just switched that around over to that end over there. And also the minecart unloaders are on that end as well. So I guess let's go and head down to that end, and you guys are going to be a little bit confused whenever you see all of this because it's completely different circuits for the most part, and it's a little bit crowded. So as you can see here, it's not a good look in here. It's very crowded with redstone, but I'm going to show you guys this circuit in a creative test world in just a minute. But first off, I just want to show you guys, as you can see, all of the water trenches come all the way down into this area, and there's a hopper right on the other side there that is picking up all of that sugarcane. So anything that lands in this water is going to end up into these hoppers. Those hoppers are coming underneath here and into this chest. So now let's talk about the minecart system. Alright, ladies and gents, so this is the minecart unloader that I showed you guys in the last episode. So just as a quick recap, let's go over how this system works. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to have minecarts going back and forth up and down a rail cart here. If these hopper minecarts have any items in their inventory, then it's going to unload into this hopper, which is going to be detected by this comparator, which is going to turn off this inverted redstone torch here, which is going to turn off this repeater and then turn off the powered rails. So as this is unloading stuff, there will constantly be some item in this hopper as it unloads. And then once the minecart is completely empty, the hopper is done unloading. As you can see, this is no longer detecting, which means this is no longer inverted, and therefore the powered rail is now powered again. So this is a pretty good system if you can leave your minecart systems running all the time. But in my case, for the build that I'm doing here, I do not need my minecart systems running all the time, because if I leave those chunks, then the minecarts could disappear or something like that. So I really needed the ability to do a shut-off switch for this. And sadly, with this system, there's really no way that I can do that. If I add a lever here, that's not doing anything to this rail. Add a lever here, that's not doing anything to this rail. The only way that I could really do it would be to add an item in here and then lock this hopper somehow. And that's just way too complex of redstone. Now we're getting into things that are not tileable in order to power this thing on and off. So what I needed was to come up with a solution to be able to turn off the entire minecart system. And I came up with that design. This is a brand new design for a minecart unloader, and it has a shut-off switch built into it. So basically what is going to happen here is you're going to have your minecarts running back and forth down a line just as usual. But here we have a fence gate as a stopper. So if a fence gate is open, a minecart can pass through it, no problems whatsoever. But if a fence gate is closed, a minecart cannot go through it. So basically what we're doing here is we have a comparator that is detecting the minecart instead of the hopper, and then it is sending a redstone signal up a torch ladder into a repeater, into this line of redstone, and into this torch. Now this is our manual shutoff switch. If I go ahead and flick this lever up, you'll see that all of the gates will open, and it'll go down and all the way back. And then since it didn't have any items, it's going to go back again, right? But if I lay an item down on the track, oh, I guess because it's not fast enough. Hold on, let me get a couple of items here. Let's go ahead and let's get like 64 items just so I can show you guys what this thing does. So there's 64 items on the track. And there you go. The gates are going to close up while this thing is unloading into this chest down here. And then once it is done unloading, it will release this hopper minecart. It will continue to go down there and come all the way back and unload once again. This is once again your shutoff switch. So if I don't want this hopper minecart to leave, I just flick that lever and that will keep these torches as being inverted torches, and we are good to go. Not to mention, it is completely stackable, so I can put another one and another one all right next to each other as close as I want to just by adding this line of redstone right here. So this is absolutely perfect. This is exactly what we needed. So back to our world. Alrighty guys, back into our world here, and you can see that we have the exact same system set up for all of these minecart tracks, and that is how this system works. But not only this, I actually set up the flying machine to this same lever to where it is now the on-off switch for the flying machine as well. So if I ever want to run this farm, all I have to do is come over here and flick this one lever and the whole thing will work. So if I go ahead and flick this, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the mine carts have taken off as well, and they will be dumping all of their sugar cane off as they come back here. So whenever they come back, you'll see they lock up while they are unloading all of their sugar cane. We also are going to have sugar cane flowing through all of those water streams into hoppers as well. And if we go ahead and check our chest here, you'll see that this thing is filling up very quickly. So has our flying machine reached the end? It is, and it's coming back. So I'm going to go ahead and flick this lever. Now, another thing about the mine carts is they can go through these fence gates, but they can't go back out underneath. So if I lock this before the mine carts are here, it will still go underneath, but it just won't go back. So that's a nice little addition to the system as well. But as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, we are still flooding in with sugarcane. I think we had like 41 right here. So we'll give this system a minute. I'm sure it's backed up right now. And I will bring you guys back and I'll show you guys what we get from one harvest of this sugarcane farm. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back and all of the sugarcane has come through the system here. I believe that we had like 41 right here. It may have been like 43, but anyway, this is all of the sugarcane that we just got from this harvest. So that's 9 stacks here plus 10, 11. So 11 and a little bit stacks of sugarcane from one harvest of this thing. This is creating absolutely insane amounts of sugarcane for us. So I am super happy with this farm. I am insanely happy with how this farm came out. This will be producing way more sugarcane than I'll ever be able to use, I believe. So I'm happy with how it came out. I really am. I have a ton of cleanup to do around here. Like I have chests with just a ton of junk in them, but I even have sugarcane here from whenever I was building the farm. Let's go ahead and add this into the chest as well. So much sugarcane all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Just, I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to use all of this up, but hey, at least we have plenty of sugarcane, you know? We're never going to run out anymore. And this will be the final version of this farm. We won't have another video of another sugarcane farm unless I just get crazy again. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I have been working on is I have started the construction of another iron farm. So as many of you guys know, in 1.14, the old iron farms broke and a new one has to be created that will work with Minecraft 1.14, with the 1.14 update. So I am starting to prepare things in order to build this guy, a ton of beds, things like that we need for this guy. But we're not going to be doing this in today's episode. That's going to be an episode all on its own because this is quite the undertaking to make a villager breeder all up there. I'm actually going to be recycling the villagers that are already up there though, because all of the villagers that were down here, I actually just got rid of them because I don't really want to use the old villagers anymore, right? I want to get a new villager breeder, a new villager setup and everything inside of a brand new area. I would like to go back to that spruce forest that we had back in the Foxes video and try and set up a villager hall, villager trading hall, like a town and things around that area. Now, that's obviously in the future. For right now, we need an iron farm, so I'm just going to recycle the villagers that are already up there, and I got rid of all of these villagers that were down here. Now, don't worry, I didn't like kill the villagers with a sword or anything like that, so I didn't ruin our reputation with the villagers. I just killed them with lava, which does not hurt the reputation at all. So this is perfectly fine. All of this is cleaned up. We've killed all of our villagers that were in here. And now all we have is the 20 or so that are up in that farm. So that is perfectly fine. We will be working on that in the next episode. But what are we going to do for the rest of this episode then, Killer Drone? Well, I'm glad that you guys asked, he says, kind of metaphorically. Well, what we're going to be doing in this episode is we're going to be going and working on our gold farm. So some of you guys know that we made the massive gold farm in the Nether with our zombie pigmen, but we never actually set up to utilize the gold itself. So that's what I want to do today. I want to go into the Nether, go to the gold farm, and actually have a way to sort out all of the gold from the golden swords and from the rotten flesh, and just use our gold that's here. I was a little bit lost when I came through that Nether portal. Anyway, I want to come up here. I want to get situated real quick, and then I'll bring you guys back whenever we are setting up a hopper system, or I guess not a hopper system, more like a dropper system to get all of the items down here so that we can sort them. So I'll go ahead and I'll bring you guys back in just a minute. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back, and I have turned game sounds off just so that we can talk in peace for a moment, because these guys are insanely loud. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to unload everything in my inventory into this chest up here, and then I'm going to try and let these zombie pigmen kill me, because I want these guys to quit aggroing. There is a problem in Minecraft 1.14 that these iron farms produce, and that is that the XP orbs create a tremendous amount of lag nowadays, like an insane amount of lag. So if I'm going to be working down here underneath the zombie pigman farm, I can't be dealing with lag for video purposes. So if I can get these guys to de-aggro from me by them killing me, hopefully, and this is a big hopefully these guys will quit aggroing and I'll be able to work down here in peace. So let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm going to jump over and have these guys kill me. Right over here, boys. And ripperoni. Nice. All right, so we are officially dead. We're back here at our base. Now, hopefully, if I go back to that zombie pigman farm, those guys will not be aggro. So I'm going to go ahead, head up there, and I'll bring you guys back in just a second. Alright, ladies and gents, so we are back here at the zombie pigman farm, and are these guys still coming after me? No way! Dude! I don't think there's any way to turn these farms off anymore. I seriously don't know of a way to turn these farms off. Because used to, if you just let them kill you, or if you died or something like that, these guys would have no problem. They would just forget about you and you could go on about your merry day. But in 1.14, these dudes are crazy, man. They just keep coming. On the bright side, we're almost up to level 30 again. Yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to work here if these guys are going to constantly aggro me no matter what. No matter if they kill me or not. They just keep aggro. Interesting. Let's go back again. Let me sleep real quick, too. And then let's go back again and see if they're still aggroed. Because if so, we may just have to deal with lag for today's episode. That's a problem. I don't want to deal with lag. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back here in our creative test world, and I really wanted to show you guys this circuit in the world itself first before I showed it here, but sadly those zombie pigmen just will not leave me alone. I've spent the last 30 minutes trying to get those guys to de-aggro from me, but apparently your boy Killer Drone just looks a bit too tasty because they are not leaving me alone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the circuit here, and then I'm going to go and implement it into the world. That way you guys don't have to deal with all of the lag. So Basically, what this circuit is a simple dropper circuit. What we're going to have is this is our hoppers that come out of the bottom of the zombie pigman farm, right? So these are already there. All I'm going to do is take a signal out of this bottom hopper here with a comparator. That's going to be running into a block with a torch on the side of it. Now, this torch is connected via quasi-connectivity to this dropper. And I'm pretty sure I just butchered that word, but basically it's just really fancy wireless redstone. So this torch is powering through this glass block into this dropper here, making it tick, right? So this is going to be trying to drop whatever is in its inventory. Now, I'm not actually going to be putting anything in this inventory, but just the fact that it is trying to tick is going to allow these observers that are running into it to detect it. So basically you have a dropper facing out like this, you have an observer facing into that, and then an observer facing into that observer, which this observer is then powering this block, and this block is powering this dropper. Now, this dropper here is going to basically complete the loop. It's going to be detected by this observer, and then that observer is going to detect this observer, and it's going to come right back here to this glass block, which is going to power the dropper, and it's going to continue to do this loop as long as there is something in this hopper right here. So I'm just going to throw a stack of items in here just like this. And there you go. You can see that this thing is spitting out all of the items. As long as there's something in here, this thing will continue to tick. So this is absolutely perfect. So last thing, and probably the most important thing of this entire system, is this right here, this spider web. What a spider web does, if you dispense something into it, is it basically aligns everything up. So no matter how high up I do this, if I set a spider web in front of this dropper, everything will land on the block directly below that dropper. So, like, let's just do this for example. If I do this, right? You'll see that the dropper is just spewing them all over basically these two blocks. And sometimes it'll even end up on that block over there, and sometimes even shorter. And basically it's just completely random. But if you stop that and then take a cobweb, right, just like so, and then place it in front of here, do the exact same thing, throw the blocks in here, it's going to align them up perfectly to where all of them are going to drop down on this block. So this is probably the most important part of this entire system. So definitely something I wanted to show you guys. It's a really neat little trick inside of Minecraft. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna build these on our zombie pigman farm. You have got to be kidding me. I just logged back into my single player world and now you guys aren't mad? What about that 30 minutes that I just spent with, I was just going up and down this ladder and you're telling me all I had to do was log off and log back in and you guys don't even care about me anymore? Wow. Wow. No, I'm building this thing. I'm building this thing. I've had enough. This is ridiculous. Alright, ladies and gents, I'm a little bit cooled down now, so at least let me show you guys what this looks like here in our world. So basically, I'm setting up the exact same thing. I have redstone torch into a glass block, dropper down there, an observer observing that dropper, an observer observing that observer into a block, and then I have this dropper here that's going to be dropping all of our items, and I am going to be detecting this dropper spitting things out with two observers just like so. Now all I need to do is set a comparator just like this. And now, theoretically, if this thing has stuff in it, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and load all of this junk out of my inventory and into this guy. So just like so. There we go. And let me throw it into here as well. Perfect. Everything is emptying exactly as it should. Go ahead and throw a cobweb on the front. And now everything's not spitting everywhere. And everything, if we follow this in a straight line path down, will be landing on a single block underneath us. Absolutely perfect. This is exactly what we want. Now all I need to do is hook it up to the other three, and we'll be good to go. Alright, ladies and gents, so those 4 circuits are done up there, and now all of the items, whenever they fill into those droppers, will come down and land right here on top of these glass blocks. So now what I'm going to do is set up a sorting system here on the bedrock layer to actually filter out the items that I want to keep and the items that I want to get rid of. So I will get rid of things like golden swords, things like rotten flesh. But the things I want to keep would be like the golden nuggets and the golden ingots whenever they drop. So I want to come up with a sorting system here that will keep the things that I want and get rid of the things that I don't. So let's just build up by, I think we can build up by like 7 or 8, and that should be plenty high enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do 8. That way I can put a sorting system up here and then put chests going down to the floor down there. So I think this will give us more than enough storage. Now all I'm going to do is take some hoppers and have these hoppers catch the items whenever they're falling. So I just need to make sure that the hoppers go above these glass pieces. So if I do something like that, and I may have to do a bit of a build up over here. So let's do something a bit like so. And now can I run my hoppers? Come on, we can do it. Nope. Well, I thought I could do it. Maybe we'll have to build up just slightly more just to make this a bit easier. So do something a bit like this. I want to keep the glass right there just so I can tell where I need to go with my hoppers. So do something. Why can't I place on the side of these guys? There we go. Now Minecraft's working. Hello, Minecraft. Long time no see. So just like that. And then into the side of that block. And then into there. And then into there. 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 Just like that. We have an extra hopper there that I need to get rid of. Thank you, buddy. And then this is where I need to wrap, right? Yeah, okay. So into the side there. 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 Come on. I thought this was going to be a really easy thing to do on camera, but alas, Minecraft has shown me different once again. And then lastly, all I need to do really is put one right here. So there we go. Now everything should fall on top of those hoppers, on top of that hopper chain that I have there, and then end up in this last hopper right here on the end, just like so. Now, out of this hopper, I can set up a sorting system out this way and sort out all of the things that I want to keep, and then all the things that I don't want to keep can be disposed of at the very end. So we can do something like this. And there we go. Now we have everything from all the way up there at the Pigman farm being able to be collected all the way down here on the bedrock surface. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a minute off camera here, build up a sorting system. I've done one of these before in my series for my main base. I'm just going to do the same thing here, but on a much smaller scale. And I tell you what, guys, I will bring you back in just a minute. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back, and I think this entire sorting system is done for the most part. I need to add in some more chests and some more hoppers, but first, I want to give this thing a test to make sure that it's actually working. So, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to build up here. Let's just grab, do I have, yeah, regular dirt. And let's build up. So let me show you guys the system just in case you guys forgot it. You have a redstone comparator coming out of a hopper, going into a line of 3 redstone, have a repeater going on the underside of that redstone at a diagonal, and then redstone torches on the other side of the block that repeater is facing into. Really, really simple redstone. We've done plenty of these in the past here on this channel, but just in case you forgot. So what I'm going to sort out here is going to be 4 chests worth of gold nuggets. So this is gold nuggets, this is gold nuggets, this is gold nuggets, and then, oh, I'm sorry, 3 chests of gold nuggets, and then these 2 are golden ingots. So hopefully we won't have to craft as many nuggets and we'll start getting a good bit of ingots, but I think the drop chance for ingots is only like 2.5%. So we probably will fill up with nuggets way before we fill up with ingots. But anyway, I did more nugget inventory here than I did ingot inventory for that reason. And then anything that is not nuggets or ingots will be spat out by this dropper here into a cobweb that will eventually fall onto a cactus and delete the item. So let's just get a couple of test items here. If I were to say start with this hopper and throw in 20 rotten flesh. There we go. So the rotten flesh, because it is not filtered, should come all the way to the end down here and be destroyed inside of the cactus. That's exactly what we want. Now let's go ahead and try something like 22 gold nuggets. Let's see what happens with these. So they're not ending up in the dropper, which is exactly what we want. So theoretically, there we go. All of the gold nuggets filled into that first slot. Absolutely perfect. That's exactly what we want. So next up, let's give a try to, let's say, a golden sword. Nice. Perfect. This system is working exactly as I intended it to. So now all I need to do is add in some hoppers, add in some more chests, and we should be good to go. But the only way to really know that this thing works is to stress test it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up to the top and really give this thing a go. Sit at the zombie pigman farm for a few minutes. Let it just churn out some drops and see if this system's able to keep up. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to AFK up there for about 30 minutes or so. And I will bring you guys back in just a minute. All right, ladies and gents, we are back, and guys and girls, this thing is working beautifully. It hasn't actually been 30 minutes. It's been about 25, but I was kind of anxious. I wanted to make sure that this thing was working and not have a complete mess down here. So let's go ahead and check. That is really good. That is really good. 25 minutes, and we have an entire stack of gold ingots there. Plus a little bit. Okay. This empty. This is empty. I figured that these two were going to be empty because I think that this system here would have to fill up first before it would use these two as overflows. So that makes sense. This. Ooh, not a single gold ingot. Well, now I'm concerned. Okay, let's get up here and let's see if I can fall on top of this hopper system. Let's see. Gold ingots aren't ending up in here somehow, are they? Okay, we have a couple of gold ingots. And I see some in the hoppers there. Interesting. I wonder if it's just because all of these hoppers are just chock full of these stupid swords. Wonder if I move some of these swords out, what will happen? Oh, I'm just moving them. Just moving them to a different area, aren't I? There we go. There we go. Did I just throw them right back into the hopper? Oh my lord, I'm horrible at this. Anyway, I would like to check to make sure that the ingots are... I thought I just saw gold ingot in there. Why would it be going in there, though? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because this is set up right. We have 2 comparators. Do I have a hopper facing wrong? No. Maybe that was a gold sword that I saw. I kind of want to chalk it up to it being a gold sword. We do have a lot of ingots, though. I mean, it's not a ton, by any means. Nowhere close to being a ton of ingots, but still. Let's see if I... like, throw some of that junk out. Okay. Huh. Maybe I'll give it another minute here, let it process all of this stuff that just hit the system, and... Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Dude, it is raining gold around here. It is raining gold. That is absolutely insane. I don't even care if we don't get ingots for the most part. I mean, heck, we're getting so many nuggets. That is so crazy. Oh, that is awesome. Dude, we will never, ever have to worry about, about having gold ever again. This is so good. This is the most overpowered farm ever. Well, besides iron farms. This is a close second. Oh, I love this. Okay, I am going to make a cut real quick. I'm going to let all of these items kind of sort through the system here real quick. I want to make sure that these gold ingots are actually making it through. And once I confirm that, I will bring you guys back. It does, yeah, look, we just got an ingot here. So I think it is coming through, but it's just because it has a 2.5% chance of dropping one. We don't have enough in the system right now to be loading any of these chests. So, yeah, I think that's the problem. So, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Everything seems to be good. And everything's golden. Literally, everything is golden, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to be where I end up today's video. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. But anyway, guys, this is going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day. Is it still filling? Oh, man. Do you know how long it's going to take me to craft these into ingots, though? Do I have a... I don't have a crafting table here. I should move one over here. This is going to take a long time to craft. Oh, Lord. But hey, free ingots. I'm not going to complain.